league should be paying more attention to Keegan Murray.
Yeah.
Like his season is special. I was actually, all kidding aside, was texting with Kamara this morning about because he's like, yo, the fact that Kevin Herter and Keegan Murray have 200 plus threes, 200 plus made threes,
That's crazy.
and they're not the main scoring options. Like when you look and you see that it's Steph and Jordan, Steph and Poole,
Mhm.
it's like, okay, that makes sense. Two prime scoring options. Also, Steph's been out a lot. Like he was that, so that gives time for Jordan to be the primary scorer on that squad.
Yeah.
The other one, Dame, and I think it was Anthony Simons,
Mhm.
and it's like the same exact thing. Dame, yep, you'd expect it. Simons, okay, that works in the flow of the offense. Dame has been out a substantial amount of time, and it has allowed Anthony Simons to be the primary scorer. Keegan and Kevin Herter have played virtually the whole year as scoring options 3 and 4.
3 and 4. Yeah. And
So just for the record, Harrison is 5th.
It depends on the day.
So it can shuffle 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. But I mean, come on, man.
Yeah,
That's
insane.
what makes this offense
That's insane.
as dynamic as it is. You've got those two guys able to make 200 plus threes. And like you mentioned, they're not the top option. They're so what do you, that's the conundrum. It's like, what do you do? Do you load up on De'Aaron Fox and don't let him go one-on-one? Or do you help off of him and leave these two guys who are marksmen out there alone to shoot threes? That's one of the reasons why I think when they in that first quarter, I don't have a huge problem with them shooting 14 threes in the first quarter. And if they're 2 of 14, because you being able to take that shot opens up everything for everybody. You got to take it. You got to take it. If they're gonna sink in on De'Aaron and double team Sabonis, and the pass is a skip for an open three for Kevin Herter, I don't really care if you're 1 of 11. Got to take it because it's gonna pay off later in the game. You're gonna start hitting, and it's gonna start making people rush. Okay, they're hitting now. We got to rush out there. That's what leaves it open for Fox, Sabonis to do his stuff. You got to take it. I know it sounds wonky. I understand when Katie and everybody else is like, man, get some paint touches. But if a lot of the times the threes are what I always say with Will Z, they're wide open threes. You got to take them because that's what you guys do.
Do you? I'm glad you mentioned that. I took note of this in the first quarter. Do you think they shied away from the three after missing a few and made a conscious effort to get? I don't want to call it a higher percentage basket, but to get something in the paint or
a little bit. I saw that
because there was a couple where it was like, oh, they didn't. Oh,
yeah, Kevin Herter did that. I thought, he got back on his, his back cut game and, in his mid range game and things of that nature. De'Aaron tried to do the same thing, so they did make a bit of a conscious effort, but
for one quarter.
For a quarter and for half of a quarter, right? But I think it was one shot because I love the three, but it was one shot Kevin Herter took, where it was like a pump fake. The guy kind of flew by, but didn't really fly by. He was still in the vicinity. Herter stepped to the left, stepped back there. I was like, that's the one I don't want. You don't have to take that three. It should be more in rhythm catch and shoot type stuff. But after that three that Kevin Herter shot, it felt like they were looking to get in the mid range, looking to get Domas in the high post and things of that nature. But to your original point, it just changes everything with Keegan and Kevin Herter out there. I think Trey Murphy had a quote last night. Once again, I saw it, didn't bookmark it. But he said something about, man, like, what do you do? Like these guys, they got shooters everywhere. You have to respect everybody. They got shooters everywhere. Then they got this guard who's as fast as lightning. Like, they're really, really hard to guard. They're really hard to guard. And he's not breaking news, but the players see it. They're like, damn, what do we do?